invite our last speaker, Mr. Jonathan Chen, Director of InnoAir. Mr. Chen, please.
So, testing. Mm. Looks. Mm. Mm. So, this is my pleasure to present here. I saw that Professor Dai's PowerPoint mentioned the VOC gas, which is very lucky that today I'm going to share about the technology to measure the TVOC type of gases. So, good evening, everyone. This is Jonathan Chen from InnoAir Technology Limited. I'm the CEO of InnoAir. So, we are a company to develop the advanced sensing technology, gas sensing technology. So our company is established in 2020 with a TSU funding, which is a technology startup support scheme for universities under HAUST. And our core members are the are in HAUST electronics and chemistry background. Our target is to commercialize the most advanced gas sensing technologies. In this year, we joined the CMA Plus program from CMA Testing and accelerating our commercialization process and provide us with the least marketing support. So as I mentioned, we developed the gas sensor technology, and the problem is why we need to detect it, why we need to do it. So in our living environment, there are multiple sources of dangerous gas, such as CO2 in high populations, like office or classroom, formaldehyde in some new furnitures, and ammonia in some bacteria process like toilets. Also, neutral gas in our kitchen in Hong Kong. So, such type of gases cause health problem in long term, like increasing the chance to get lung cancer. So to detect this kind of gases, there are three conventional sensing technologies for real-time monitoring. The first one is PID sensor, photon sensor, detector sensor. The second one is electrochemical sensor. The third one is our patent technology, metal oxide semiconductor sensors. So PID is well used for certification instruments. In general, it can detect ppb and ppm levels of gases. So due to the sensing mechanisms of the PID, it can only detect one type of gas at one time. Also, the sensor price are so expensive. The second one is EC sensor. EC sensor is also used in some certification instruments, but the interference of other gases is high. The price is cheaper than PID, but it's also expensive. So the final one is our patented technology, metal oxide sensor. In short, we call it MOX sensor. It has respond to many different TVOC type of gases in not only ppm, ppb level, but also ppt level of concentration. So also thanks to the semiconductor technology, the dimension of the sensor is relatively smaller than the other two sensing technologies. And also the power supply is lower than others. More importantly, the price per sensor is much less than the other two. So we are now, our company now is focusing on the development of sensor array. What does that mean? Instead of you using single pixel sensor, which is only one sensor, we fabricate multiple sensors on same substrate in two-dimensional order, like image sensors. So traditionally, one sensor can only detect one target gas, or we call reducing gas. With our sensor arrays, we can detect multiple target gases on the same sensor chips. As the picture showed, the sensor array can detect different patterns according to different gases. So with the measured pattern, we can classify different type of gas and concentration, even in the mixture gases. Say although we can also integrate the sensing system with a robot to build a robot dog with needles. Here is a demo of a robot dog smelling nothing, orange and the red wine as an odor. You can see when the robot walk you can see when the robot walking to the board with unknown smell, it can detect the smell and adjust the motion of the robot. As this is our key invention, our teams hold some patents and journal papers related to above the sensor array and sensing technologies. So let's put on to the professional. In our society, you might know that the Hong Kong Environmental Protective Department has certification scheme about brand marking and indoor air quality related to the related to our body health. The listed air quality parameters, including CO, formaldehyde, TVOC, etc., are the target gases we should monitor. Traditional way is to run these measurements is to deploy multiple lab instruments, which are very big like a cart. Such instruments occupy so much space and lack of real-time monitoring support. With these applications, we develop our products with some of the sensing parameters to target the IAQ certification scheme. Also, with consulting with CMA testing, we have developed the IAQ IoT online platforms to monitor the real-time sensor data for the IAQ applications. So not only for the monitor, but our sensor can also integrate with the air purifying instruments to regulate the indoor air quality, which is the key of the reason why we need to monitor. Finally, thanks to our supporting organization for our technologies, and thank you for your attendance. I appreciate the opportunity to share and promote our invention today. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Chen. May I invite Frank to the chat session? Frank, please.
Jonathan, for your sharing.
Yeah.
Very interesting. Obviously, you're the only one who's not in academia.
It's my pleasure.
So the question for you is, what get you into this idea or this business idea?
So for the gas sensing or the sensor
what gets you into basically starting this business and
to business?
Yeah.
So, you know that we have a lot of research in university and we all have some different idea, but how we put our invention into the real life application, which is this is our goal as a researcher. So, that's why it is a key this is the way to push me have a new idea to commercialize that sensor. Yeah. Instead of just doing everything in the lab, we should try to think a way how to commercialize them so that we can make the society be better.
Right. Okay. So for the sensors, I noted that it's much, just the slide you just showed, it's much cheaper than the other sensors version. It's like $50 if I remember.
Yeah.
So apart from cost, what is the uniqueness of that sensor that you have?
Our sensor can not only detect one target gas in one moment, but also we can detect multiple gases at the same time, which is a mixture of gas.
Is there something similar existing in the market, or is this something that is brand new?
It's new because traditionally we cannot do it in a real-time monitoring.
Right, I see. So it's a real time you could detect different types of. Okay. So obviously there are also a lot of technologies in your business, and just 2 years right now you're in a mass production stage. Is that right?
Yeah.
So roughly, how does the time you spend on different aspects? Say, for example, the sensors, how much you spend on that, the computer system, the other app and stuff like that. So how much time is spent on each of these and put together?
That invention actually we start from research in university a few years ago, and then 2 to 3 years before we want to commercialize it, which is possible after we're thinking with different experts in our university. So that's why we started.
Right. I see. So the final question for you, how do you plan to commercialize this product? Would it be a standalone machine? Or would it be incorporated in like an industrial HVAC system, stuff like that? Or is it a service? How do you plan to roll out this product to the world?
We're going to run our products as a monthly rent that instead of selling it directly, we would like to run it with some other service with third-party organizations so that we can not only to measure, but also we can help the target customers to apply the IAQ scheme.
Right. Okay. Thank you very much. Thank you for sharing.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Chen and Frank. Once again, we would like